What if I told you that beneath your feet in London lies nearly 2,000 years of invasion, fire, plague, empire, and rebirth? Stand on almost any street corner in London today, and you'll hear a dozen different languages within minutes. Close to 40% of London's population was born outside the United Kingdom, making it one of the most multicultural cities on the planet. But rewind the clock 2 millennia, and you'd find marshy ground along a tidal river. Sparse settlements, strategically insignificant except to one group, the Romans. So what happened between that muddy riverbank and the global powerhouse we know today? Invasion, fire, plague, rebellion, a modest trading outpost that became the center of an empire, a city reduced to ashes and rebuilt in stone. Through conquest and catastrophe, London continued to grow, to reinvent itself, to draw people from every corner of the world. For centuries, we've relied on sketches, faded engravings, and descriptions from ancient journals to imagine what these earlier Londons looked like. But now, using AI trained on historical references, we could transform those drawings into something almost lifelike. The cobbled streets, the market crowds, the smoke drifting from medieval rooftops. You're about to travel through nearly 2,000 years of history in one cinematic journey. Sit back, relax, and let's return to the very beginning. The Romans, 43 AD. The year is 43 AD. For Roman legions land on the Kent coast and begin pushing inland. They need a reliable crossing over the River Thames, a place to build a bridge and secure supply routes back to continental Europe. They find it at the river's narrowest practical crossing point before it widens into an estuary. Within 10 years, Londinium is thriving. Traders from Gaul, soldiers from Syria, merchants from North Africa. The Romans construct their bridge roughly where London Bridge stands today, and around it a bustling port settlement rises almost overnight. Then, only 17 years after its founding, catastrophe strikes. Queen Boudica of the Iceni tribe leads a rebellion. Her forces storm Londinium and burn it completely to the ground. Archaeologists today have uncovered a distinct red ash layer beneath modern London, physical proof of that destruction. But Rome rebuilds, and they rebuild bigger. They erect a massive stone wall around the city, sections of which still survive nearly 2,000 years later. At its height, Londinium houses perhaps 60,000 residents, the largest city in Roman Britain. Amphitheaters, bathhouses, forums. This is no frontier settlement anymore. But by 410 AD, Rome itself is collapsing. Barbarian tribes press on all sides. Britain is distant, expensive, and difficult to defend. Emperor Honorius sends word, defend yourselves. The legions withdraw. Without Rome, Londinium's economy disintegrates. Trade routes vanish. Roman coins lose value. Merchants leave. Officials depart. Skilled artisans disappear. Within a generation, a city of tens of thousands shrinks to a few hundred squatters among ruins. For 2 centuries, grand buildings decay. Roofs collapse. Weeds split mosaic floors. But the Thames keeps flowing, and rivers have always attracted new beginnings. The Saxons. The Saxons who settle in post-Roman Britain aren't fond of cities. They prefer farmland and villages. To them, the Roman ruins seem haunted, the work of giants, as one poet described. Instead of restoring Londinium, they establish a new settlement about a mile west in the 7th century. They call it Londonwick, a trading town. Today, that area includes Covent Garden and the Strand. If you're watching a performance at the Royal Opera House, you're standing directly above Saxon London. By the early 700s, goods flow in from across Europe. Amber from the Baltic, wine from the Rhineland, pottery from France and Germany. At its peak, Londonwick holds around 8,000 residents. Then the Vikings arrive. Beginning in the late 8th century, Norse raiders attack repeatedly. In 842, they sack the settlement. In 851, they return and destroy it again. King Alfred the Great responds decisively. In 886, he recaptures London and relocates the population back within the defensible Roman walls. He repairs fortifications and strengthens defenses. the city becomes Londonburg, the fortified London. Londonwick is abandoned, later known as Ealdwick, Old Settlement. That name survives today as Aldwick. Over the following century, the city changes hands between Saxon and Danish rulers. In 1016, King Knut makes London his capital. In 1042, Edward the Confessor builds Westminster Abbey west of the city, permanently dividing commerce and royal power geographically. Then 1066 changes everything. Harold Godwin's son is crowned king, but William of Normandy claims the throne. After the Battle of Hastings, William triumphs. On Christmas Day, 1066, he is crowned at Westminster Abbey. The Norman era begins. Medieval London. William does not fully trust London, so he builds fortresses, most famously, the Tower of London. The White Tower stands 90 feet high, with walls up to 12 feet thick, a stone declaration of authority. By 1100, London's population reaches about 15,000. Guilds form. Merchants gain influence. By 1215, London's support proves critical during the Magna Carta negotiations. London Bridge, rebuilt in stone between 1176 and 1209, becomes a city in itself, lined with houses and shops. Then comes 1348. Ships arrive carrying rats. On those rats, fleas. Within those fleas, Yersinia pestis. The Black Death kills up to half of London's population in 2 years. Mass graves are dug outside the city walls. And yet, London recovers. Tudor and Stuart era. By 1500, London has around 50,000 residents. Then it explodes. By 1600, 200,000. By 1650, nearly 400,000. Henry VIII's break from Rome dissolves monasteries, freeing enormous amounts of land. Expansion accelerates. In 1599, the Globe Theatre opens. Shakespeare performs Hamlet and King Lear. Then disaster strikes again. 1665, the plague returns. 1666, the Great Fire destroys 85% of the city inside the walls. For 4 days, London burns. Christopher Wren rebuilds St. Paul's Cathedral, its dome still defining the skyline. Georgian and Victorian London. The 18th century transforms London into the heart of empire. Coffee houses become hubs of finance. Lloyd's and the Stock Exchange are born. The Industrial Revolution fuels rapid expansion. By 1901, London holds 6.5 million residents, the largest city on Earth. The Underground opens in 1863. Tower Bridge in 1894, but inequality deepens. Cholera spreads through contaminated water until Dr. John Snow proves its cause. In 1888, Jack the Ripper terrorizes Whitechapel. And here's the remarkable part. After every collapse, every disaster, every invasion, London doesn't just survive. It reinvents itself. 20th century. World War I devastates a generation. World War II brings the Blitz. Night after night, bombs fall. St. Paul's Cathedral survives, standing defiant in smoke. Post-war London struggles, but rebuilds again. Immigration reshapes the city. The 1960s bring cultural revolution. 21st century London. Today, over 300 languages are spoken here. The skyline blends Gothic stone with glass towers like the Shard and the Gherkin. From Roman marshland to global metropolis, London has endured withdrawal, raids, plague, fire, bombing, and economic collapse. Each time it adapts. Each time it rebuilds. Each time it draws new people with new ideas. That's what makes London, London. If you enjoyed this deep dive into nearly 2,000 years of transformation, hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Subscribe for more immersive historical journeys brought to life through AI reconstruction. And tell me in the comments, which city should we explore next? As always, we'll see you in the past.